A large contingent of F-35A Joint Strike Fighters from Hill Air Force Base in Utah has just arrived in England. Online flight trackers followed the jets and their accompanying KC-46 Pegasus aerial tankers as they crossed the Atlantic. And as of Thursday afternoon, 12 F-35s had landed at RAF Lakenheath, according to local plane spotter Carl O'Ain. It's still unclear why these particular aircraft were sent to Lakenheath, but the base has long served as a transit point for flights between the US and the Middle East. On April 17th, Air and Space Forces magazine reported that the US Air Force was deploying additional aircraft to the region. Pentagon officials and leaders from several Air Force commands declined to comment on the F-35's ultimate destination. There are plenty of reasons the stealth fighters might remain in Europe. RAF Lakenheath already hosts the US Air Force's forward-deployed F-35A contingent, and 2 F-15E Strike Eagle squadrons also call the base home. If the fighters are indeed bound for the Middle East, their transatlantic hop coincides with the US military's intensifying operations against Houthi targets in Yemen, which began on April 15th. According to the controlled Ansar Allah Telegram channel, there were 4 US strikes in the Al-Khatib area of Al-Hudaydah Governorate on Thursday. US Central Command declined to specify when its most recent attacks occurred, instead pointing to its Wednesday message on X, which included video of FA-18EF Super Hornets launching from the aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman, bound for strike missions against the Houthis. CENTCOM forces continued 24/7 operations against the Iran-backed Houthis, the command stated earlier on Thursday. That same day, Houthi spokesman Yahya Saraya claimed they launched a missile strike on Israel's Ben Gurion Airport in the occupied Jaffa region using a Palestine II hypersonic ballistic missile. However, the Israel Defense Forces disputed the claim, saying on Telegram that sirens sounded in several Israeli areas and that an incoming missile from Yemen was intercepted before crossing into Israeli territory. According to Israeli media reports, the US asked Israel not to retaliate, as it has been conducting widespread strikes against Houthi positions in recent days. "Let us handle this," US officials reportedly told their Israeli counterparts. President Donald Trump ordered the latest campaign against the Houthis, who had vowed to resume attacks on Israel-connected vessels after pausing strikes during a brief ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict. On Monday, US officials outlined the campaign's initial phase to reporters, acknowledging it could last weeks. The first wave struck over 30 targets across multiple sites, degrading an array of Houthi capabilities, Air Force Lieutenant General Alex Grinkowicz explained. Targets included terrorist training camps, unmanned aerial vehicle infrastructure, weapons manufacturing sites, and weapons storage facilities. Command and control centers, among them a compound housing senior UAV experts, were hit as well. Strike operations continued on Sunday against additional headquarters, weapon storage depots, and radar installations used to threaten maritime shipping. Houthi attacks on commercial vessels began in November 2023 in solidarity with Palestinians amid the Israel-Gaza war. Those strikes forced ships to bypass the Suez Canal via the Cape of Good Hope, increasing shipping costs by nearly $200 billion. Houthi assaults have sunk 2 vessels, damaged several others, killed 4 mariners, and taken crew members hostage. Many of their missiles, and even some of their drones, failed to hit intended targets. In addition to targeting shipping, the Houthis have launched missiles and drones at Israel. After U.S. strikes on Houthi positions began last week, the group claimed on Thursday that it attacked the Truman Carrier Strike Group for the 4th time since the campaign commenced. A U.S. defense official dismissed the claim as propaganda. The Houthis continue to spread lies and disinformation, the official told the War Zone, noting that they routinely exaggerate their own successes and downplay U.S. effectiveness. Grinkewich himself quipped after an earlier Houthi claim of firing 18 ballistic missiles and a drone at the carrier group that it's hard to tell what they were targeting, because while we're executing precision strikes, they've missed by over 100 miles. I'd question anything they claim to the press. All of this unfolds against rising tensions between the US and Iran, Tehran being the Houthis' principal patron, under the so-called maximum pressure doctrine. Earlier this week, Trump reportedly sent a letter to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, demanding a new nuclear deal negotiation within 2 months. Iran's foreign minister, Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, pushed back, stating, "We will not enter direct negotiations under pressure, threats, or increased sanctions."